piece in this first set is again a speech. This is going to be the final speech from the Rally to Restore Sanity by Jon Stewart, and Sam Jacobson will be presenting it.
Jon Stewart is widely known as a political comedian, a media critic, and the host of a television production, The Daily Show, with Jon Stewart. Equipped with an infallible and sarcastic sense of humor, he has become a well-known and respected political satirist. On October 30th, 2010, on the Washington, D.C. Mall, Stewart hosted a rally he called the Rally to Restore Sanity. As he delivered this closing speech, Stewart stood before a large jumbotron screen, making references to the images it displayed. In this final speech, Stewart reflects on who we are as a people, and ultimately how we can unite and move forward as a nation. I can't control what people think this was. I can only tell you my intentions. This was not a rally to ridicule people of faith, or people of activism, or to look down our noses at the heartland, or passionate argument, or to suggest that times are not difficult, and that we have nothing to fear. They are, and we do. But we live now in hard times, not end times, and we can have animus and not be enemies. But unfortunately, one of our main tools in delineating the two broke. The country's 24-hour political pundit perpetual panic conflictinator did not cause our problems, but its existence makes solving them that much harder. The press can hold its magnifying glass up to our problems, bringing them into focus, illuminating issues heretofore unseen. Or they can use that magnifying glass and light ants on fire, and then perhaps host a week of shows on the sudden, unexpected, dangerous, flaming ant epidemic. If we amplify everything, we hear nothing. There are terrorists and racists and Stalinists and theocrats, but those are titles that must be earned. You must have the resume. Not being able to distinguish between the real racists and Tea Partiers, or the real bigots and Juan Williams or Rick Sanchez, is an insult. Not only to those people, but to the real racists themselves, who put in an exhausting effort it takes to hate. Just as our inability to distinguish terrorists from Muslims makes us less safe, not more. The press is our immune system. If it overreacts to everything, we actually get sicker, and then perhaps eczema. And yet, with that being said, I feel good. Strangely, calmly good. Because the image of Americans that is reflected back to us by our political and media process is false. It is us through a funhouse mirror. And not the good kind that makes you look slim at the waist and maybe taller, but the kind where you have a giant forehead and an ass shaped like a month-old pumpkin with one eyeball. So, why would we work together? Why would you reach across the aisle to a pumpkin-ass forehead eyeball monster? If this picture of us were true, of course our inability to solve problems would actually be quite sane and reasonable. Why would you work with Marxists actively subverting our Constitution, or racists and homophobes who see no one's humanity but their own? We hear every day about how fragile our country is, on the brink of catastrophe, torn by polarizing hate, and how it is a shame we can't work together to get things done. But the truth is, we do. We work together to get things done every damn day. The only place we don't is in Washington or on cable TV. But Americans don't live in Washington or on cable TV. Where we live, our values and principles form the foundations that sustain us while we get things done, not the barriers that prevent us from getting things done. Most Americans don't live their lives solely as Democrats, Republicans, liberals, or conservatives. Americans live their lives more as people that are just a little bit late for something they have to do. Often something they do not want to do, but they do it. Impossible things every day that are only made possible through the little reasonable compromises we all make. Here, look at this jumbotron screen. It is showing traffic merging into a tunnel. This is where we are. This is who we are. These are cars. That's a school teacher who probably thinks his taxes are too high. He's going to work. There's another car, a woman with 2 small kids who can't really think about anything else right now. There's another car swinging. I don't know if you can see it, but the lady's in the NRA, and she loves Oprah. There's another car, investment banker, gay, also loves Oprah. Another car is a Latino carpenter, fundamentalist vacuum salesman, atheist obstetrician, Mormon Jay-Z fan. But this is us. Every one of those cars that you see is filled with individuals of strong belief in principles that they hold dear. Often beliefs and principles that are in direct opposition with their fellow travelers. And yet, these millions of cars must somehow find a way to squeeze one by one into a mile-long, 30-foot wide tunnel carved underneath a mighty river. Carved, by the way, by people who I am sure had their differences. And they do it, concession by concession. You go, then I'll go. You go, then I'll go. You go, then I'll go. Oh my God, is that an NRA sticker on your car? Is that an Obama sticker on your car? Well, that's okay. You go, then I'll go. And sure, at some point there will be a selfish jerk who zips up the shoulder and cuts in at the last minute. But that individual is rare, and he is scorned, not hired as an analyst. Because we know instinctively, as a people, that if we're going to get through the darkness and back into the light, we have to work together. And the truth is, there will always be darkness. And sometimes the light at the end of the tunnel isn't the promised land. Sometimes it's New Jersey. But we do it anyway, together. If you want to know why I'm here and what I want from you, I can only assure you this. You have already given it to me. Your presence was what I wanted. Sanity will always be, and has always been, in the eye of the beholder. To see you here today, and the kind of people that you are, has restored mine. Thank you.